Hi guys, and welcome back. I hope you guys are doing well. For today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the new Nars Soft Matte Complete Foundation. This is their brand new foundation that launched with the new shades of their Soft Matte Complete Concealer. So yeah, if you're interested, stick around. So this is what the foundation looks like. It's stunning. It comes with 1.5 fluid ounces, which is relatively like the norm for foundations. It claims that it is a 16-hour oxidization resistant foundation that balances oil while maintaining a hydrated skin-like finish. So this is a matte full coverage foundation, and it says it's for all skin types from normal to oily to combo. So honestly, I don't know if I should put on primer. You know what? I feel like I should do half of my face how I would normally do it, and then just half with just the foundation, because I also wanted to test out the Nars concealer with the foundation. So I feel like I'm gonna do that just because maybe if you're interested in the concealer, that way you know if it works. I've already said my opinion on the concealer, but I want to see how it works with the foundation. So with all that being said, the shade I got was the shade Salzburg, which is light 3.5, which is a neutral undertone. I think it's pretty much my shade. I put in my Urban Decay shade on Sephora, and that's the one that matched exactly to this one. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing the right side of my face with my usual primer, and I'm gonna add the soft matte concealer on this side just because that would be what I would gear more towards. But on the left side of my face, I'm going to just put the foundation on, so that way if you're only interested in buying the foundation and not necessarily how it works in my routine, maybe you use different products, maybe you just want to buy the foundation and just use the foundation, so that way you can see both sides. Like I said, I'm gonna put on the primer on my right side. Like I said before, on my right side, I'm going to be using my primer and also the concealer. So I'm just going to go in quickly and kind of cover these acne scars and whatever breakouts I currently have. So the concealer, I have it in the shade Vanilla. I was going to get one of the newer shades because with this launch, they did come out with more shades for their pot concealers. But I was gonna get the shade Madeline, but they didn't have it at the Sephora where I went to, so I just got the vanilla shade. Clearly you guys can see the difference. I don't have as many like pimples on the side, so I don't know if that's a fair comparison, but I still have a good amount. So honestly, this would be a concealer that would probably be staple to me, not for my under eyes because I've never tried it and I've heard, you know, it's not really good for that. It's more of a spot concealer. So yeah, this would honestly be a concealer that I would literally just throw on if I want just a little bit of coverage there, that I can just run out the door, kind of maybe put a little bit of blush on and call it a day. So I'm going to move on to the left side of my face while this kind of has time to set in place, so that way it doesn't move around when I go to apply my foundation. Okay, so as far as the consistency, it's pretty runny, like honestly. It reminds me a lot of the consistency of the Urban Decay one, which, I don't know. I've just seen that a lot recently, like a lot of foundations, like even the Rare Beauty one, I haven't tried it, but from the reviews that I have seen, like there's just this thing where like foundations are becoming a lot more runny. It's kind of thin, and then it's like a powder finish. Like it's very drying because it just feels like a residue of powder. And that's the same formula that the Rare Beauty blush, the matte blush, that's the same formula that has. So I just find it, I don't know, interesting. I don't know what this new ingredient that people are using, these companies are using. I don't know if it's that they're adding powder because maybe that adds like coverage and long lasting effect. I don't know. It does claim to not oxidize, but we'll see about that because I really don't know of a full coverage matte foundation that has not oxidized, but we'll see. I feel like it's even oxidizing in my hand right now, but yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this just directly with my fingers from my palm to my finger. And I'm going to blend out with my kind of damp beauty blender. So that's with like the most faint layer. And the reason I say that is because, again, I put it on my palm and then I kind of just like spread it in like random parts of my face. I don't know if I'm just being biased here, but for one like very faint thin layer, I feel like that was like a crazy amount of coverage. And I literally don't feel it on my face, which is kind of crazy because usually very full coverage foundations like these I immediately feel on my face, like the Huda Beauty one. I use the beauty blender on this side, and honestly I don't feel like you needed to use a brush. I will use my brush on this side just so that I can give it a fair shot, but it dried down so quickly, which is another thing. If you have very dry skin, I wouldn't recommend this just because it literally dried so fast. I'm gonna go in with a second layer just to cover up like a little bit of the extra like little redness peeking through. Definitely not. Oh my god. No. So I'm just gonna fix this with the beauty blender, and I used a good amount of foundation, but that brush, I take everything I said back. That brush picked up most of the product. Like it spread it out in a very horrendous way, which usually doesn't happen with like my Huda Beauty one, but my Huda Beauty one is a lot more thick and a little bit more, well, it takes a longer time to dry, obviously, because it's thicker and it's less matte than this one. I see a little bit more hydration on this side versus this side looks a little bit more flat because I don't have anything underneath it, versus like you see the little bit of a glow on this side where this side looks flat. I feel nothing on my face. It's crazy. Like, I literally don't feel like I have foundation on. So as you can see, when I went in with the brush, this is this side, with the beauty blender, and I only used one layer, kind of. I didn't build it up to the point where I would like cover my entire face. Like I said, I have pretty bad acne and acne scars. So yeah, this side, I feel like it was messed up because of my brush, and it just kind of wiped away the concealer. And it was just making like a big glob right there, and I really regret going with the brush. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go in with the rest of my products, and we will be right back. Okay, so back. I did the rest of my face. It's been probably like 2 hours, or yeah, around 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. So what I have noticed, so it is very matte, obviously, and almost like a blurring type of effect, which I really do like. So far, I haven't noticed anything out of the norm except for the fact that it's so matte, but it, you know, it claims to be very matte. Maybe a tiny bit of cracking around my nose, but it's nothing that I don't usually get with other foundations. My skin is very combo. I have had it on for about 2 hours, like I said, and while I was applying my product, nothing like reacted weird. I wasn't getting like picked up or leaving patches by any of my other products. I did use cream blush, so I was kind of scared that I was gonna like grasp onto that and kind of like pick it up or move the foundation underneath it. It was already basically set, so I don't know if maybe the drying or the cracking is because I used my regular Laura Mercier powder afterwards, and I used it around my entire face. So I don't know if that was my fault, because I don't typically always set my entire face, but I just decided to for some reason today. I kind of forgot that the formula was so drying. So yeah, those are my little consensus for right now. It's been about 2 hours in, like I said, and I'll check in maybe in like 3 more hours, depending on how it's looking. I'll kind of inform you guys. If there's anything crazy that happens, I'll let you know. But yeah, so far I'm loving the coverage. I feel like it's very full coverage. Yeah, I really don't have any complaints. On the side where I didn't use the concealer, like I said before, I don't have as much acne on this side, so it wasn't like I needed that much of the concealer anyway, so I don't see a major difference between either one. Again, the concealer did rub off because I used the brush, which I wish I hadn't, because now this area, I know you guys can see it when I zoomed in, this area looks very textured, which doesn't usually happen, because around here I had another pimple, I think it was this one, and it doesn't look as textured because it was smoothed out by that layer of concealer. So yeah, I'll come back in a couple hours and I'll inform you guys and we'll wrap this up. But so far, so good. Okay, so I'm back. It's been literally, let me see how many hours. Okay, so I finished like around 2:30ish, and I've had this foundation on probably since 12 maybe. So it's been around 10 hours, give or take. It's 9:38. I had my mask on. I ate lunch and dinner. I just came back from dinner, and so yeah, it's been through quite a bit. I went outside, you know, it's been through the motions or whatever. Here, I'll just zoom you guys in so you guys can see, and then I'll talk. So I didn't touch up or anything. I don't usually touch up. I don't usually powder, or I don't do anything. After I do my makeup, I just wear it like that the rest of the day. So the only thing I notice is just that buildup in the creases of my nose and the sides, which it's not like, I don't want to blame it on the foundation just because it's not separating, you know what I mean? So it's not like, to me it's not like it's the foundation, because like I said, it's not separating. It's just because the foundation is more dry, since I put all that powder when I was contouring my nose, which I put a little bit more than I usually do, I feel like that reacted with the foundation. But what I'm so impressed by was the fact that I had my mask on, and my mask is so tight. Like literally, even without my makeup on, I get a line right here from the mask. That's how like tight it is or whatever. So yeah, I didn't do that, which is crazy because usually the makeup on my nose goes away like super quick, but it's intact, and I'm so surprised. And the thing that impressed me the most was like the blurring effect. If you see on my forehead, like around this area, it just looks so blurred. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. I'm very happy with my purchase, and yeah, I'll see you guys on my next one. Leave some comments down below of anything else you want to see reviewed, any other products that you think I should try out. Yeah, and I'll catch you guys on my next post. Bye.